Imagine waking up one day and realizing your body is no longer following the same rules it did your entire life. Not slowing down, not wearing out, but silently switching to a completely different operating system. I'm a brain surgeon, and after more than 4 decades of operating on the human mind, I can tell you something most doctors never explain clearly. Once you cross the age of 80, the human body doesn't just age, it reprograms itself. Deep inside your brain, a hidden biological switch flips. And when it does, every major system in your body, your muscles, your senses, your skin, your sleep, even your thoughts begins obeying a new set of rules. Rules designed not for performance, but for survival. This isn't rare. This isn't genetic. And it doesn't matter how healthy you were at 40 or even at 70. According to emerging research published in The Lancet Healthy Longevity, every human body crosses the same 5 irreversible biological thresholds after the age of 80. Marathon runners, lifelong vegetarians, former athletes sit makes no difference. The transition still happens. Your body isn't breaking down. It's changing strategy. Aging is not a slow collapse. It's a silent internal reorganization. Your body begins rewriting the code that kept you alive for 8 decades. Some of these changes protect you. Others quietly accelerate the very things most people fear: frailty, exhaustion, confusion, and loss of independence. In this video, I'll reveal the 5 biological transformations that occur after you turn 80. No blood test can stop them. No supplement can fully reverse them. And most doctors never explain them in plain language. But stay with me until the end, because number 3 is the most shocking of all. It has something happening inside your brain right now that quietly determines how long you will live and how peacefully you will sleep in the final years of life. All medical studies and references are listed below, so you can verify every claim yourself. Before we begin, tell me in the comments, how old are you today? My team and I personally read and respond to every story. Now, let's begin. Number 5, the first sign that your body has entered its final adaptation phase. And it starts where your senses meet the world, your tongue. Once you turn 80, the world doesn't just move slower. It begins to taste different. One of the earliest and quietest biological shifts is the loss of taste. And this isn't about mood, appetite, or getting picky. It's a structural change in how your brain receives information from your mouth. By age 80, the average person has lost nearly 70% of their taste buds. According to research from the Monell Chemical Senses Center, these microscopic sensors, responsible for detecting sweet, salty, sour, bitter, and umami, begin to flatten, weaken, and die off faster than the body can replace them. A healthy taste bud lives only about 10 days before it's regenerated. But with age, that regeneration system slows dramatically. Eventually, the replacement process can't keep up with the loss. The result is subtle at first. Food tastes dull. Flavors feel muted. Meals stop bringing satisfaction. But here's what most people don't realize. Taste isn't just about enjoyment. It's a safety system. Taste buds protect you from spoiled food, toxic bitterness, and dangerously high salt levels. When that defense weakens, the brain tries to compensate. You add more salt, more sugar, stronger seasoning, and that's where real damage begins. A 2021 Harvard Health Review found that older adults who lost more than half of their taste sensitivity were 40% more likely to develop hypertension or type 2 diabetes within 5 years, not because of aging itself, but because they unknowingly overseasoned their food to feel something again. At the same time, saliva production drops sharply after 80. Saliva carries flavor molecules to your taste receptors. Without it, even the most seasoned meal tastes flat, almost cardboard-like. This is why many seniors say, nothing tastes good anymore. It's not depression. It's not imagination. It's biology. Your tongue's sensory nerves and salivary glands are aging together. creating what scientists call sensory fatigue. I once treated an 82-year-old retired chef named Dorotha. She had spent her entire life cooking for others, filling rooms with warmth and aroma. One day, she looked at me and said quietly, "I can't taste my own food anymore." She wasn't exaggerating. Her tests showed she could clearly distinguish only 2 of the 5 basic tastes. To compensate, she had slowly increased salt in her cooking, unaware that each adjustment was pushing her blood pressure higher. Cooking, once a joy, became a source of frustration. Every dish felt like a shadow of what it used to be. And there's another layer most people miss. About 80% of flavor comes from smell, not taste. After age 70, and especially after 80, the sense of smell declines rapidly. Nearly half of adults over 80 experience partial or complete smell loss, known as present. That means food doesn't just taste bland, it isn't being fully detected at all. This is dangerous. Older adults may not smell smoke, gas leaks, or spoiled food. Combined with reduced appetite, this often leads to undereating, malnutrition, and unintended weight loss. So, when flavor fades, it's not a small inconvenience. It's a survival signal. If you or someone you love notices food becoming tasteless, don't ignore it. Your body is losing an early warning system it once relied on. And this is only the beginning. Because number 4 doesn't affect what you taste, it affects how your body repairs itself. Before we continue, take a moment to like this video and subscribe. You won't want to miss what comes next. Number 4, your skin begins to forget how to heal. By the time you reach 80, your skin isn't just thinner or more wrinkled. It becomes forgetful. And this forgetfulness isn't cosmetic, it's biological. Number 4, your skin begins to forget how to heal. By the time you reach 80, your skin isn't just thinner or more wrinkled, it becomes forgetful. And this forgetfulness isn't cosmetic. It's biological! Scientists now understand that your skin, the largest organ in your body, literally starts losing its memory. Not memories like faces or names, but cellular instructions. The instructions that once told your body how to repair itself quickly and efficiently. A small cut that healed in 3 days when you were 40 might now linger 4 weeks. Sometimes even months. And it's not just slower healing, it's disorganized healing. A landmark 2022 study published in Nature Aging revealed that after age 80, skin cells lose what researchers call molecular memory. In simple terms, the cells forget the exact steps required to rebuild damaged tissue. Normally, when you get a cut, specialized cells called fibroblasts rush to the site. They follow a genetic blueprint, laying down collagen, rebuilding structure, sealing the wound. It's precise and coordinated. But after 80, that blueprint fades. Fibroblasts respond late. They move inefficiently. Some never arrive at all. The result is wounds that stay open, bruises that appear without explanation, and skin that seems fragile to the touch. This isn't bad luck. It's a system-wide communication failure. At the same time, your skin thins by nearly 20% after 80. Blood vessels that once supplied oxygen and nutrients harden and narrow. That means less circulation, slower immune response, and reduced collagen delivery. According to a review in the Journal of Dermatological Science, collagen production drops by nearly 75% between ages 25 and 80. By the time you reach your 80s, your skin's internal scaffolding is dramatically weakened. That's why even a light bump can rupture tiny capillaries, causing large purple bruises known as senile It looks dramatic, but it's a sign of structural fragility, not injury severity. I once treated an 83-year-old woman named Marjorie, who showed me a tiny paper cut on her hand. "It's been here 3 weeks," she said, clearly frustrated. "I keep cleaning it, but it just won't close." Her blood sugar was normal. No infection. No circulation disease. Her body wasn't broken. It had simply forgotten how to finish the repair. The deeper cause is something called epigenetic drift. Think of your skin cells like workers following a manual. Over decades, that manual fades. Pages are missing. Instructions blur. So the workers guess. Some repair too little. Some repair too much. And coordination disappears. That's why older adults are far more vulnerable to skin tears, ulcers, and infections even from scratching dry skin. And because immune cells weaken alongside skin cells, bacteria gain an advantage. Studies show that skin infections in people over 80 last 3 times longer than in middle-aged adults. But there is hope. Researchers are now experimenting with low-level laser therapy, collagen peptides, and targeted nutrition. Studies show these interventions can improve wound healing speed by up to 50% in seniors. Hydration, vitamin C, protein intake, and gentle sunlight exposure also help reactivate fibroblast activity. So when your skin heals slowly, it's not vanity, it's communication. Your body is saying, I remember less, so I need more care. And now we move to number 3. This one doesn't show on your skin. You feel it at night, and it happens deep inside your brain. Number 3, your brain starts rewiring itself. Around age 80, something extraordinary and unsettling begins happening inside your head. Your brain starts rewiring itself, not because it wants to, because it has to. By this age, you've lost nearly 20% of your brain. White matter, the neural highways that connect thoughts, memories, emotions, and movements. To survive, your brain builds detours. According to a 2022 study in Nature Neuroscience, aging brains compensate for loss by rerouting signals around damaged or inefficient circuits. Neurons that once handled one task take on new roles. Backup pathways form in real time. This is an act of survival, but it comes at a cost. Thinking still works, but it's slower. Memory still exists, but retrieval takes longer. It's like driving through a city where half the roads are under construction. You'll reach your destination, but you may forget why you were going there in the first place. This explains why so many people over 80 experience moments like walking into a room and forgetting why losing words struggling with names that once came easily. This isn't dementia, it's detouring. Your brain is actively rerouting traffic. What's fascinating is that this rewiring isn't random. The brain begins prioritizing emotional memory over technical detail. That's why someone at 82 may forget what they ate for lunch, but vividly remembered the smell of their childhood home from 70 years ago. The limbic system, the emotional core of the brain, remains remarkably resilient. Meanwhile, the analytical cortex slowly weakens. I once spoke with Albert, an 84-year-old retired engineer. He laughed and said, I can't fix a toaster anymore, but I remember the exact moment I met my wife in 1959. His brain wasn't failing. It was choosing connection over calculation. But there is a darker side. As new neural pathways form, misfires can occur, signals take inefficient routes, reaction times slow, balance becomes uncertain. Emotions may fluctuate unexpectedly. A 2021 JAMA Neurology report found that nearly 1 in 3 adults over 80 experience mild cognitive fluctuations, temporary fog, confusion, or mental pauses caused by overloaded circuits. These moments come and go. They are not permanent damage. They are the byproduct of adaptation. So when you lose a word or pause mid-thought, don't panic. It's often not declinites reconfiguration. And here's the hopeful part. Every conversation, every new idea, every mental challenge strengthens those new routes. The brain doesn't stop adapting just because you're older. It adapts because you're older. And now we move to number 2. This one happens below the surface. Number 2, your muscles begin eating themselves. By the time you reach 80, something deeply unsettling begins happening beneath your skin. Your muscles, once firm, strong, and reliable, start quietly consuming themselves. This process has a name: sarcopenia. And it's one of the most dangerous, yet invisible, biological changes of aging. It doesn't arrive suddenly. It creeps in, slowly. Strength turns into weakness. Stability turns into stiffness. Independence turns into hesitation. According to a 2023 study published in the Journal of Cachexia, Sarcopenia, and Muscle, more than 45% of people over 80 suffer from moderate to severe sarcopenia. And most don't realize it until something goes wrong. Every year, after 60, the body loses about 1% of muscle mass and 2 to 3% of strength. After 80, this loss accelerates even in people who stay active. Why? Because the balance between building muscle and breaking it down collapses. You're still breaking muscle tissue, but your body no longer rebuilds it efficiently. Hormones like testosterone, estrogen, and growth hormone decline sharply with age. Without them, muscle repair slows to a crawl. To compensate, the body begins breaking down its own muscle proteins to release amino acids. Those amino acids are redirected to keep vital organs alive: your brain, heart, and liver. It's survival logic. But the cost is brutal. Arms shrink, legs weaken, posture collapses. This is why so many people over 80 say, "I don't feel steady anymore." They aren't clumsy. They're chemically imbalanced. The brain still sends movement commands, but the muscle tissue needed to execute them is disappearing. A study from the American Journal of Medicine found that seniors with sarcopenia are 5 times more likely to experience falls and fractures. And those who lose more than 10% of leg muscle mass double their mortality risk within 3 years. I once treated an 83-year-old retired farmer named Henry. He had spent decades lifting hay bales without effort. When I asked how he felt now, he looked at me and said quietly, "Doc, I'm not tired. I'm hollow." That sentence never left me. His muscles hadn't just weakened. They had been metabolized. His body had started burning its own structure to stay alive. It's like burning your furniture to stay warm in winter. You survive the night, but your house slowly empties. And here's what most people don't know. Muscles are not just for movement. They are metabolic organs. They store amino acids used to build immune cells. They help regulate blood sugar. They produce chemicals that protect the brain. When muscle mass disappears, immunity weakens, healing slows, mood declines, and brain fog increases. This is why low muscle mass is now considered one of the strongest predictors of early death in older adults. But here's the truth. Sarcopenia is not destiny, even after 80. Muscles respond to signals every step you take, every stretch you perform, every bite of protein you eat. Each one tells your body, "Don't dismantle this yet. I still need it." And now we arrive at number 1, the most haunting change of all. Because this one doesn't affect how you move or what you remember. It changes when you exist. Number 1, your sleep clock flips. After 80, one of the most unsettling changes happens while you're supposed to be resting. Your sleep clock, your internal sense of night and day begins to flip. You fall asleep earlier, wake up at 2 or 3 a.m., nap during the day, feel exhausted before sunset. This isn't insomnia. It's your circadian rhythm breaking synchronization with time. Deep inside your brain sits a tiny structure called a suprachiasmatic nucleus of about 20,000 neurons located behind your eyes. This is your master clock. It uses light signals from your eyes to control melatonin and cortisol, the hormones that regulate sleep and alertness. But after age 80, that system weakens. The eyes absorb less light. The signals blur. Timing breaks down. According to researchers at Harvard Medical School, nearly 60% of adults over 80 experience known as advanced sleep phase syndrome, falling asleep too early, waking too early, and feeling tired at the wrong times. But the damage doesn't stop at sleep. When circadian rhythm breaks, Body temperature regulation falters, digestion falls out of sync, heart rate fluctuates unpredictably. Immune function weakens. A Journal of Gerontology study found that seniors with disrupted circadian rhythms had 3 times the risk of cardiovascular events and cognitive decline. I once cared for an 82-year-old woman named Evelyn. She told me, "I wake up when the world is asleep, and when I finally feel tired, it's breakfast time." Her blood work was normal, her heart was fine, but her internal clock was broken. With light exposure therapy, consistent meal timing, and gentle movement, her rhythm slowly returned. "It feels like my body found time again," she said. Sleep at 80 is not just rest, it's brain maintenance. During deep sleep, the brain activates the glymphatic system, a cleaning network that flushes out toxic waste proteins like beta. This same substance linked to Alzheimer's disease. When sleep becomes shallow or fragmented, that cleanup fails. Losing sleep means losing protection. But there is hope. Morning sunlight, dim lights at night, regular meals, gentle activity. Even at 80, the body can relearn rhythm, because once you cross that age, sleep is no longer automatic. It becomes a negotiation between your biology and time itself. Final message. So, there you have it. The 5 changes that happen once you turn 80, whether you expect them or not. Your senses fade. Your skin forgets. Your brain rewires. Your muscles shrink. Your sleep clock flips. But here's what truly matters. These changes don't mean you're broken. They mean you're alive. Your body is still adapting, still fighting, still learning how to survive in its 8th decade. Science now proves that even after 80, you can regain strength, sharpen focus, and restore rhythm. You can't stop time, but you can slow its grip by moving daily, eating with intention, staying curious, and listening to what your body is telling you now. Which of these 5 changes have you noticed most in yourself or someone you love? Tell us in the comments below. My team and I read and respond to every story personally. If this video helps you understand aging differently, give it a thumbs up. Share it with someone over 70, and subscribe for more doctor-backed explanations that respect your intelligence. Because growing older isn't the end of the story. It's the body turning the page to a new chapter, one defined not by decline, but by adaptation, wisdom, and survival. Thanks for watching Inside Your Muscles, and it silently determines whether you stay independent or not.